Hi, Dr. Saxena here, and one of the commonest things which have been of importance, and there's a lot of people who would like to correlate this is regarding fats. There are a lot of everyone asks the same question: what is this fat, good fat, bad fat, and the doctor, how can we work it out and all that. So this particular video, I just want to tell you about some important facts about cholesterol and the heart disease. A few things you should know is cholesterol is essential to your health, and it is both manufactured in the liver and ingested from your food also. So understanding, I just want to tell you about understanding the ratios about different cholesterols like HDL versus triglycerides, or so this is more important than just knowing the figures. One thing, and I'd like to talk about something about statins, which I believe is a waste of time, particularly when we look at the results and all. So I'll be just talking about this particular thing to start with. Yes, cholesterol is a wax-like fatty substance found in almost every cell of the body. You need cholesterol to make hormones and vitamin D, digest your foods, protect your nerves, and for the production of cell membranes. If you have intact cell membranes, you are healthy. Um, Again, when we talk about cholesterol, a lot of food fats are there. People think that levels of cholesterol are higher in the fatty meats, are lower in the lean meats. These are all we don't want to get into all that stuff. You need to understand what is good fat, or what is saturated fats, what are unsaturated fats, what are the dietary sources of refined oil, what does it contain. It has refined oil has got more of trans, and it has got so you need to understand all that background. So I just want to come on this numbers game. I have been told as a kind of doctor, you need to have a good HDL, it should be above 40, and you should have low density lipoproteins, which are LDL, which should be low, and they are all bad. I think it's oversimplification, and now with the technology which we test the size of lipoprotein particles, we are able to identify the sizes more closely related to the heart disease, like lipoprotein A, lipoprotein B, a lot of other stuffs, how things happen here. We are talking about cholesterol and heart disease. Small dense LDL particles can squeeze between the cells of your arterial lining, the so-called gap junction of the endothelium, where they can get stuck and potentially oxidize, turn rancid, and cause inflammation and plaque formation. So this is have a relationship to the other metabolic abnormalities as well. Large epidemiological studies have shown people with predominantly small LDL particles are at increased risk of cardiovascular disease. More interesting is the research demonstrating eating saturated fats increases the size of your small LDL molecules to the large size and reduces your overall risk of cerebral cardiovascular disease. Eating saturated fats increases the size of your LDL, so they are not, you will get more large sized LDL rather than small sized LDL. So this is what was contrary to what have been we doctors have told everyone. So this was the research which points that saturated fats are good. So this is based on that. What happens is that the importance of LDL cholesterol through has now decreased in value to the point that American Heart Association no longer recommends using LDL cholesterol as a guide to treating the risk for CVD, cerebrovascular disease, or prescribing statin drugs. Instead, you had to start looking at what are the ratio between the HDL and your total cholesterol. See, HDL is high density cholesterol, which has the important factor fight against the heart disease. Your ratio between the HDL as and the total cholesterol should be, which is multiplied by 100, should be more than 24%. Ideally should be. The other parameter is triglyceride to HDL ratio, and should be triglyceride divided by HDL multiplied by 100 should be ideally below 2%. So this is the thing. What we want to tell you is cholesterol is not the trigger for the heart disease. Trigger is something else. Your air pollution, your high oxidative stress, kind of the endothelial dysfunction. These are the stress. These are the reasons for heart disease. It has multiple. It has been tested more number of times. It is confirmed that high cholesterol is not linked to the heart disease in the elderly, prompting the researchers to conclude that reducing cholesterol levels with these statin drugs is a waste of time. I will like to talk about, because this statin drugs is being prescribed like anything. I just want to tell you the fact. It is it is somewhere we need to really understand. 70,000 people. There was a study which was studied to link between LDL and LDL cholesterol and premature death over 60. This study was done, and contrary to the conventional wisdom, what we found was that 92% of the people with high cholesterol levels actually lived longer than those who kept their levels below normal. So these results were inconsistent with this cholesterol hypothesis, that cholesterol is a atherogenic thing. This rationale, this is what we have to understand. It's a hypothesis, rational. You need to look at what the big pharma is telling and what is the actual kind of things which are happening. So I just want to tell you, there are when somebody comes to me with he is taking rosuvastatin 20 milligrams or atorvastatin. So the first thing I just want to understand from my point of view is, what are the side effects which we are dealing with these statin drugs. You can name the side effects. There are more than 200 side effects which are listed. One of the most common listed thing is the increased risk of diabetes, muscle pain, tenderness or weakness. Similarly, with muscle necrosis, there is a rhabdomyolysis, which can lead to acute renal failure, and it leads into acute liver disease, also acute or chronic liver dysfunction. It has an impact on the endocrine dysfunction. CNS toxicity can happen. You can get into impaired fertility, and the kind of increases of cancer is an all-time high when you are on the statins. It is because of the cell membrane, because cholesterol is needed for the better. You need an intact cell membrane, and your cell membrane is not good. You have a problem with the cell membrane permeability because of the lack of cholesterol. You are in for a candidate for this one. You can always get into a problem with cancer. There is an increased risk of cancer. So apart from that, you have got skin rash. People develop with something kind of dizziness. Some people do have some headache, reduced muscle and nervous system coordination. People have memory loss. I have seen people with decreased heart function post statin drugs. So this is one thing. There is a review, and the research shows that the statins used for primary prevention or lowering of the risk of cardiovascular event over 10 years has a success rate of 7 in 1,000 events prevented. So to put on another way, it is 99.3% of patients have no appreciable benefit. ultimately statins increase the risk of your dangerous health conditions. Um, so I think it's definitely a waste of time. Are these risk factors? This started blaming on that saturated fats is now absolutely shunned. The high saturated fats and high cholesterol are not the cause of heart diseases. So cutting down, so the what we believe is a increased carbohydrate will raise your triglyceride levels. So you need to keep in check that sugar, that carbohydrate, which is refined carbohydrate, which is rising which is resulting in your high triglyceride levels. And putting on this one like simple stuffs like some fibers, resveratrol, so many things can help in protecting against this cardiovascular disease. And my take is very simple. I just want to tell you about this is some kind of thing. You have to keep eating healthy saturated fats, reduce your carbs to 20 to 30% of your total calorie intake, reduce and totally eliminate smoking if you can, and try to reduce your belly fat and all that, so that you can always, the high visceral fat is a real risk factor, and eats healthy saturated fats is the major thing. Maintain your blood pressure, exercise 30 minutes at least every day, get up and move around during the day, and improve your gut microbiome, which is going to be really helpful in trying to prevent any kind of vascular disease. And apart from that, you can always do something like taking green tea and all that. All these things help in preventing something called cardiovascular disease. Thank you.